What's going on, people? I saw a post on Facebook by this black female, and she was talking about how long the waiting list is to get a pistol permit. And she was talking about, that she can't believe how long the waiting list is. And then she posted the website to apply for Onondaga County, pistoling unit, whatever. And then she says, but I'm still going to apply for my pistol permit. Now, I posted in return on Facebook, not on her post, but on mine, because sometimes when you post on other people's posts and they don't like what you say, then they can tell you, get off my page, and curse you out, and then you really can't say nothing because you're on their page, right? You can say something, but the best thing to do is tuck your tails between your legs and just kind of move on, right? So I posted it on my page, and I said, okay, that if you're violent, if you love to fight, argue, if you short-tempered, you should not own a gun. You should not apply for a pistol permit. If you're violent, if you don't have self-control, right? Because we see, as we see every single day, black females are always posting on the internet fight videos of black females, right? Don't matter how young or how old they are, they love to fight. Black females have become extremely violent. So if you have that violent nature, that violent spirit, you love to fight, you have no self-control, you love to argue, it's not like you can just get mad because things don't go your way and you say, well, I'm licensed to take you out, I'm licensed to kill you, and then you pull a gun out at somebody. Man, you just don't flash a firearm at somebody, regardless if you legal or not. You just don't do that. Sometimes you just have to walk away. You have to tuck your tail between your legs and walk away. It don't mean that you are afraid. It just means that you know that you have power and authority over the outcome of that situation when you deal with ignorant folk. Okay, and we in the so-called black community, we know that we deal with ignorant black folks every day. All right, and sometimes, just sometimes, you have to just walk away. Just walk away. And there's people who just cannot understand that concept of walking away. And because of the fact that there's so many people that can't understand walking away or just ignoring, well, we hear situations like last night where a young man was shot to death. Okay, I believe it was in front of his home. But this young man, he was a good dude, as far as I know. Okay, he was a football player, a star football player at his school. He's 21 years old. And looking on his Facebook page, it was all positive things and the friends that he hung around with, to my knowledge, are dudes that were on the football team. And they all seem like they came up in good homes. Now, I didn't see his father. I just saw his mom. So I'm not sure if his mother or if his father is in their life. Now, his mom is on my Facebook page. Okay. So, and she's a good woman. Okay. From what I know, she's a good woman. So it looks like this dude came up in a good home. And I'm thinking the only reason he got killed was over a female or over jealousy. Because you got a lot of jealous-hearted black folk in the community. If they see that you're a star football player, you getting attention, the women like you, then you got dudes that's gonna set out to destroy you, and you have females that will set out to destroy you. So, and this is off my topic, but my main reason for making this video is to give you reasons on why you should not own a firearm, why you should not apply for a pistol permit. If you are violent, if you love to fight and argue, if you have no self-control, you should not apply for a pistol license. You should not even own a firearm in your home. You should not, because it's going to end up destroying you one way or another. it's going to destroy you. So, or it's going to destroy the life of someone else. You're going to get mad because dude was caught with another woman, or another woman, you know, is sleeping with your man. And like a lot of these fight videos we see, and the female was pepper sprayed, one was tased, right? She's going to come out of her pocketbook with a firearm because she don't know how to handle a situation when somebody's coming at her, okay? And they are unarmed, but they coming at her violently, and then she pull out a firearm and shoot her. Now, it really depends on what state you live in, okay? Because there's states that have that castle law, man, but I'm sure that there's stipulations behind that. You know, if somebody's a threat to you, they pursuing you, regardless if you see a weapon or not, you have the right to defend yourself. And you have a right to stop them, okay? So you have to know the law, but mainly you have to have self-control. Now, excuse me, there are people that are licensed to carry and conceal. There are people that carry and conceal and that own firearms that are short-fused. That's violent. That don't have that self-control, okay? And they own guns, and those are usually the ones you find that, you know, commit violent acts, like maybe take out a family member or even themselves, you know. So there's people out there that have some real issues, some personal issues and whatnot. And if you have an issue, you should not own a firearm. Now, I'm for the Second Amendment, okay? I'm for the Second Amendment. I'm for gun ownership, especially single parent mothers, okay? But not every single parent mother should own a gun. Should not even have a gun in their home. And especially if you have someone that's violent living in your home. Someone that don't have self-control in your home. Okay, so it's not just you that you have to consider when you sign that paperwork to be investigated to get a firearm. You have to be aware of the people that surround you. Who around you who live in your household that can get a hold of that gun when you're not around, because they lose control of themselves. So there's a lot of things you need to really consider before trying to get a pistol permit, or before you end up buying a gun. Okay, because there's great responsibility behind owning a gun. And I know quite a few women that forget their purse. You know, you forgot your purse, or your purse was left on the porch. You know, or your purse was left in the car and the car door open, right? Or you leave your purse at the store. Oh, where my bag at? I forgot my bag. And then you go back in there and somebody got your purse and gone, right? But yet you keep your firearm in your purse. See, so if you can't hold on to your purse, how are you going to hold on to a firearm? Okay, you own a gun, you put that gun in your purse, and you misplace your purse. You can't find your keys. You can't find your glasses. You know? So those are things you really have to take into consideration, man. It's like great response. I know when I was in the military, man, we had to sleep with our M16s, man. We had to sleep with them firearms, man, and get in some big trouble if we lose it. You know, especially during basic training, man, there's a way we strap it on and we hold on to that while we're asleep. Right? So we're taught to sleep light in the military, right? So, and this is not the military, but the thing is, it's like you have to. I remember one time I forgot I had my firearm on. I took it off and I left it home, and so I'm driving and I'm like, wait a minute, did I lay it on the bed? I'm like, where'd I put that at? You know, and I'm like where is it at? Now I had the empty holster. I had the holster on, right? But I forgot to put the gun in, right? So I kind of hit my side, like, wait a minute, where is it at? It's not in the holster. So, man, my heart started pounding fast, and I'm like about to get a heart attack or something, man. I was about to pass out, man. I'm like, where is it at? So I call home, and I'm like, do me a favor. I had to remain calm. Like, do me a favor. Go upstairs and look, yada, 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 right? And tell me if what's there, if I left my thing there, right? So he went upstairs, he looked, right? Yeah, I see it. What does it look like? You know, because I own quite a few, right? So what does it look like? Describe it to me, right? And I think the Most High that my sons don't really like guns, right? The older one, you know, I took them both to the range when they were younger and taught them how to shoot and whatnot, but they don't touch it, right? And plus I got them locked up and all that good stuff. So but this one particular I was going to carry with me, and I laid it on the bed, and while I was getting dressed, right, and he described it, I'm like, whew. I'm like, okay, all right, don't, tell you what, just don't touch it, just leave it there. I'm coming home to get it, right? So I turned around, went back home, and I picked it up, man. But that was such a big relief, man. And you know, because that, just that quick, if you are not responsible enough, and at that particular time, I'm not gonna say I wasn't responsible. I think because I've owned firearms since like the 80s and whatnot. I think 85 was when I got my permit, right? But you know, you get so used to carrying it, sometimes you will get careless, right? Sometimes you will get careless, and I left it laying on the bed, you know, and I had the holster on, but the firearm wasn't in there. So my heart just dropped, because anybody could have grabbed it, you know. I trust my sons because their temperament, you know, is pretty cool, right? Because they don't just grab weapons when they get mad, you know. So they usually call me if there's an issue. They give me a call and whatnot. If something that really bothers them, I usually get a call, right? You know, and then I kind of like, you know, calm things down. But if you are not responsible, if you have a habit of losing your purse, your keys, your glasses, just little things, you do not need to own a firearm. Okay, again, I'll repeat this again. If you have a temper, if you like to fight and get into brawls, you do not need to have a firearm. If you short fuse, you do not need to have a firearm. Do not apply for a pistol permit. So don't even have it in your home, you know, especially if you have, you know, violent people around you in your home. You know, if you got drug dealers or gang members in your home, you know, your son call herself being a gang member, your daughter call herself being a gang member, you don't need to have that gun in your home unless you put it up where they can't get their hands on it, right? Because it's tragedy, man. You know, so stop the killing, y'all. Until next time, I'm fearless.